Okay, hey, good morning. I'm Berg with Chillin' in the Caneo, and I'm here with Travis Goldstein at the California Bonsai Studio here in TO. And we're going to talk a little bit about what Travis does here and what he has to offer, and how to take care of my sickly little bonsai that I brought from home. So, good morning, Travis.
Good morning.
What are we doing here?
Well, I guess we're taking a look at your tree here. We have this. This looks like a nice little maple.
What? It's a maple.
Yeah, it actually looks like it's doing fairly well.
Okay.
Now, a few of the things to say about it. You know, you're starting to get a little discoloration in the leaves.
Okay. Why is that? Is that because I'm low on water, or?
Well, because we're finally getting a little bit cold.
Okay.
You can kind of tell the difference because this is a kind of a reddish hue to it.
Okay.
And the leaf still is soft. So that's you know, you're getting to the point where you're going to start to see the fall colors on this.
Okay, somebody suggested to me, not knowing that this may have gotten a fungus, but it's natural to do that.
It is, but I don't see too much of a sign of the fungus because, you know, usually the fungus will leave kind of a black edge along the leaves.
Okay.
There's a lot of little signs like that. You can really look to the leaves for the health of the tree. There's a season for everything that you want to do with the bonsai tree. For instance, right now we're going into the fall, and so you want to watch the leaves and watch the watering. Make sure you're not overwatering, you know, because it's gotten a bit cooler. It's not going to be drinking quite as much.
So let's talk about watering real quick. I mean, to me this feels fairly dry. This soil looks like it's shrinking.
Typically, what I tell people to watch for is if you can see the top of the soil is wet, you know, kind of soggy, there's a lot of moisture and it'll leave residue on your finger, then the tree is wet enough and you can skip a day of watering.
Okay.
Once it's gotten to be about this dry, you know, you can't really find any moisture, then that's the time when you'd want to try and dig down a little bit. And if you can get a ½ inch down and you can't see any moisture, that means it's getting pretty dry.
Okay. And just regular cold water, obviously, out of the tap or the faucet or something?
Regular tap water is fine for it. The thing I'd say to do once it gets to this dry is to really soak it. You know, what'll happen a lot of the time is somebody will dump some water on there and it'll drain around the edges. It won't really soak the root ball. And so you want to give it a chance to really soak into the core of the root ball.
And then as far as you know, where to place these type of trees, I think sometimes people, as well as myself, confuse indoor home plants with bonsais. Oh, I could buy a bonsai and I could stick it indoors in a shady area, as you can do with home plants, and it would survive, and in most cases they probably do not. These are outdoor plants.
Yeah, this is definitely an outdoor plant. There are some tropical trees that are made into bonsai that can do okay indoors, but the reality is trees are meant for outdoors, and you know, they enjoy the fresh air, the breeze. They enjoy the morning dew.
Okay. Okay. And as far as pruning goes, obviously that's all up to yourself, I would think, or the owner, on what you want your tree to look like and how to do it.
Yeah, and a lot of it has, you know, this is a great outlet for someone who's a bit OCD or you know, because it's the kind of thing you can get really detailed with. You know, for instance, we've got just a little bit of a nub right there.
Okay.
That's the kind of thing that I would go in with a pair of these and just take off, so we have it nice and flush.
Okay.
Same thing with that down below it. So we're leaving more of a smooth trunk. And
so you would take off any growth there, or possibly even there. I mean, I'm seeing growth here as well.
Exactly. So we have new buds coming out all over the place. We only want branches in specific locations. So we like this branch here. We like these branches up here. Perhaps we could use a new branch up here, so we might leave a bud that's over there.
Okay.
But typically you don't want any branches coming from the inside of the curve like this. So any of these we would go and just get rid of. And that's a lot of what we focus on here is the hobby. You know, rather than just owning the tree and leaving it sitting on a bench. You know, people really get into it to change the tree. You know, we can apply a wire to the branching and bring the branching out. You know, for instance, a young tree is going to grow upward. once a tree gets older and the branches get heavy, they start to come down. So to show age on the tree, we would wire these branches down.
Oh, you'd force them down even though they're going to do that anyways.
Exactly. And so, you know, because it's a smaller tree, it doesn't have gravity working with it quite as much. So we just kind of help it along with the wiring. That's a lot of the fun of it, is to manipulate the tree and create a piece of art.
And how about feeding the tree other than water? Do you recommend, like, do I go to Home Depot and buy a pound of Miracle-Gro and just dump it in there and hope it survives the shock?
No, we don't really recommend the Miracle-Gro because it'll give too much growth, too leggy of growth. We're trying to develop real compact growth. So what I usually recommend is this organic fertilizer that we have. It's you know, it's a nice low rating, and so it's gentle on the tree. You're less likely to burn the roots, and you get more, you know, a bit slower but more compact growth.
And how often would I know when to feed the tree with the fertilizer?
Basically, you want to feed it, if you're using the organic, you want to feed it about once a month throughout the growing season.
Okay.
But a lot of that depends on the type of fertilizer that you're using.
Talk to me a little bit about where we are here, and I mean, you've got such an array of trees. This one right here in particular, these are actually growing out of rocks. We had discussed this one when we came in, out of Louisiana, you said?
Yeah, out of the swamps.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, this is my nursery. I started back in 2000, and I just got carried away to the point that I had to start selling them.
So briefly tell us, I mean, how did you get into a serious endeavor as bonsai? I mean,
well, basically I was in Japan and I saw what they had there, and I was just blown away. So when I got back to California, I decided to start studying. I found a Japanese master in Gardena, started studying with him, working for him for free out of his nursery. And after quite a few years of studying, I moved here to Thousand Oaks and decided to start my own nursery.
Very cool. So you offer classes for people that come in. Are these classes weekly, or they're just posted online on whenever they're available?
We actually have a monthly class for people that are just getting into it. You know, we find a lot of people have a little bit of trouble just taking care of the new tree that they get.
Right.
So we offer the free class to guide people on how to water, how to trim, you know, the basic maintenance of the tree.
Travis has a website. What is it?
It's CaliforniaBonsai.com.
And your address is here on Moore Park?
Yeah, we're here right next to the YMCA. It's 4015 North Moore Park Road.
So we're right at the foot of the Norwegian Grade?
That's it.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
It's a pleasure.